Yep, you can start your recording and I'll move on to the system architecture. So BW system architecture, I was just trying that. So the first point I was telling you, application system as well as the concern interface. So if you look at SAP systems, what is the interface?
BAPI.
Yep, BAPI, business application programming interface, and non-SAP systems like, let's say, database system, the interface is DB connector as well as DBSL. This is installed by your base system, and if it is XML system, XML interface, and if it is file system, file interface. If it is file system, file interface, and I was talking about other multidimensional systems like UDC. The interface is universal data connectors. So this is what I'm trying to discuss to you. If you look at this, there is something called master data and there is something called transaction data. Did I tell you anything regarding this? No, right? Next point.
No.
Next point I'm talking about. From the source system, using ETL, the data is loaded to warehouse. BW system. And it is divided into master data followed by transaction data. Master data followed by transaction data. So now the question, what is master data and what is transaction data? So what is master data and what is transaction? Anybody? What is master data?
Master data is the type of data which remains constant mostly.
Okay.
It's not, yeah. For example, customer master,
Okay.
or yeah, or you can say
Customer master, metal master, vendor master.
yeah, yeah.
Master data, which is constant, and each of the data is constant. It is constant. Garima, something is touching your microphone. It is constant or rarely changed. Could be anything like employee master, like employee ID always constant, employee name, date of birth, date of join, age could be changing now and then, designation could be changing now and then. So it is employee master or material master, like material ID, product ID, material ID, material name, material group. So it could be product master like product ID, product name, size, color, like this. Any master data, the nature of the data is constant. And in SAP BW system, The master data is loaded to master tables. If you look at this, the master data is there in master data tables. Right. Next one, transaction data. Anybody? What is transaction data? Yep. Vaibhav, any idea? What is transaction data?
Transactional data are the data which, along with the master data, capture the day-to-day business events as they unfold, and that is the thing on which the analysis happen.
Yeah.
Um,
It is day-to-day operational data. Operational data which keeps on changing, and business would like to analyze more of on transaction data. Of course, so if you want to have complete data analysis, transaction data should be referred to master data, which keeps on changing. Like let's say for example, sales, revenue, cost of an employee from a product in a region from a country, like this. So it is day-to-day operational data which keeps on changing. Keeps on changing. That's what master data is constant data. Master data is constant data, and the transaction data is day-to-day operational data. In SAP BW system, the transaction data is loaded to DSO. From DSO, or you can say old version ODS. From DSO, it is loaded to info. From DSO, it is loaded to info queue. Now the question, what is the need of DSO and what is the need of info queue? So DSO stands for data store object. DSO stands for data store object. Next one, ODS is operational data store. ODS is operational data store. So let me explain you what is the need of this DSO and what is the need of info queue. So if you look at this, info queue is a cubical structure. Cubical structure is nothing but multi-dimensional structure. Cubical structure is nothing but multi-dimensional structure which is always used for multi-dimensional reporting. Cubical structure is a multi-dimensional structure always used for multi-dimensional reporting. Always it is used for multi-dimensional reporting. So any application, let's say I want to go on with sales side data analysis. I need to design some info queue with respect to sales. I want to go on with billing data analysis. With respect to this, I need to design some info queue. I want to go on with delivery data analysis. Again, info queue. Like this. Any application, if you want to go on with multi-dimensional data analysis, we need to prepare a multi-dimensional structure that is nothing but info queue. Getting my point? Any question, anybody? Garima?
Yeah. Uh,
Any question?
what do you mean by multi-dimensional reporting?
Yeah, I'll take up as part of our schema discussion. I'll show you.
Mm-hmm.
So we have some schema concepts.
Okay.
Right. Fine. Right. Let me explain you now what is the need of DSO now. See, InfoCube, the purpose is multi-dimensional reporting. Now, why we have to use DSO? Is a table, in fact. So where there is a limitation of InfoCube, there is a limitation of InfoCube, that is, there is a chance of duplicates. There is a chance of duplicates in InfoCube. So I'm trying to say, especially when I'm loading data from unstructured systems like file system, there is a chance of duplicates. So to avoid this duplicates, the data is loaded to DSO, where let's say a new transaction is inserted. I'm getting a new transaction, new sales order, let's say, for example. New transactions are inserted and the modified transactions are updated. Let's say same sales order is modified. It is updated. Modified transactions are updated and the duplicates are overwritten. The duplicates are overwritten. So that's what the purpose is, data consolidation. So I'm trying to say two elements here. One is InfoCube, the other one DSO. InfoCube is a cubical structure which is used for multi-dimensional reporting. And any application, always we are supposed to, our objective is to design InfoCube, then we can start reporting on that. InfoCube, or there are some other elements like logical providers also. I'll come to that. See, there is a limitation of InfoCube, that is, there is a chance of duplicates. To avoid this duplicates, the data is loaded to DSO, where all the data consolidated. In a sense, if I'm getting a new transaction, it is inserted. I'm getting a modified transaction, it is updated. And if I'm getting a duplicates, it is overwritten. If I'm getting a cancelled record, accordingly, it is going to be inserted to DSO. So whatever transactions are coming from source, first it should be loaded to first level of staging should be DSO. Again from DSO, as part of our data warehouse, we are going to stage to multi-levels. So what is it multi-level? I'll explain you. It's not directly to again DSO, or it's not directly to InfoCube. Some cases directly we can load data to InfoCube. Again, it depends on source. If the source can avoid the duplicates, like if you take out SAP systems, some of the sources, they can eliminate the duplicates. In that case, directly we can load data to InfoCube. And in the business, as part of our enterprise data warehouse, we are going to maintain multi-level data staging, like from the source system to the DSO1. Again, from DSO1, we are going to perform some aggregations and we can upload to DSO2 and DSO3. Again, on top of DSO3, InfoCube. Again, from multi-sources, like this is source 1. Again, from source 1 and again, let's say source 2, one more source, I'm loading data to DSO1. Again, otherwise, one more source. So like this, there are going to be multi-levels of data staging. As of now, keep in mind one thing. So from the source system, From the source system, the data is loaded to DSO. From DSO, it is loaded to InfoCube. So why not directly to InfoCube, since if it is unstructured systems, there is a chance of duplicates. So in InfoCube, duplicates cannot be avoided directly if I load. If the source can avoid the duplicates, directly we can load to InfoCube. Directly we can load to InfoCube if the source can avoid. Otherwise, the first level staging should be DSO. From DSO, the data should be loaded to InfoCube. That's what. Getting my point? Getting it clear, right? Vaibhav, Brajesh. Can you hear me, Brajesh?
Wanted to know, say for example, if a situation arises when I have to load some data from DSO to the cube, and I'm not sure, just a second.
Yeah. Yeah, any question, Usman? Meanwhile.
And sorry, I got a call. So, is there any way when I'm loading data to an info cube, is there any way I can ascertain that no duplicate entries are going to the info cube?
That's what we should load to DSO, otherwise should be avoided at source level. Only two things. Either source should eliminate the duplicates or it should be staged to DSO.
No, my question is, say for example from DSO 3 I am loading some data to info cube.
Okay.
Okay. And say for example I'm loading 100 records, I am sure that 95 records will be going to the info queue for the first time, but for the remaining 5 records I'm not sure if they will be present or not.
So then if you want to go for that kind of checking, as part of our ETL we are going to apply some transformation. So in this transformation you need to make some checks as part of some, there is some routines and all which we can discuss later.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
As part of transformations, we can avoid that. Whatever conditions you want to make it out, let's say for example, say in 100 records, so there are some sales less than some value. I want to avoid that. So revenue greater than some volume, I want to avoid that. So those kind of checks you can put as part of transformation by using some subroutine concept. So what I mean to say here, in the architecture it is given, so first level only, so source to DSO, DSO to InfoCube. But we can have multi-levels of data staging as part of our data aggregations and data distributions. So in the enterprise data warehouse, there are many levels of data stagings. Right, Brajesh, can you hear me? Any question, Garima?
Yes,
Yep, any question? Any question, anybody?
So my question is that I understood what is the purpose of DSO, and but in the notepad, the last thing that you've shown is from the source system to DSO 1, 2, 3. So only in one instance of transfer of data, one DSO can be used, right?
One source can feed data to one target and it can feed data to multiple targets also.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter, like let's say for example here I got something like source 1 and might be feeding data to DSO 1 as well as DSO 2 as well as DSO 3 possible. DSO 1, DSO 2, DSO 3 possible, that is also possible.
So basically the DSO is only there in order to change the structure, like clean the data and make it in a structure which is more informative, right?
Yes. Like let's say I'm getting, this is my sales order data. I'm getting from source 1 sales order data. So this is sales order DSO, let's say for example. And same I'm loading to DSO3 where sales overview, where I'm having sales order data, delivery data, billing data like this.
Okay.
Possible. The scenario is possible, and as part of our R3 data extraction, I'll be telling you all these scenarios. I'm going to show you that. Right. So now I'm just trying to explain what is the need of DSO and what is the need of InfoCube. What is the purpose of InfoCube? Multi-dimensional reporting. Limitation is duplicates. To avoid this, the data should be loaded to DSO where new records are inserted, duplicates are overwritten, and modified records are updated. But before loading data to these targets, we have a buffer location called PSA. Next, I'm just going by next point. PSA. Persistence.
Sriram, one quick question.
Yep.
We touched base upon the DSO, but what about ODS?
ODS is nothing but DSO. In older version ODS it is, now it is DSO.
Okay.
Functionality is same, only the namings are changed, and there are some additional things I'll tell you. Types of DSOs, when it comes to DSO designing, I'll take up that.
Okay.
So as of now, I'm just trying to give overall architecture. The design and all will concentrate on later. Hands-on, later we'll go by one. Now, I'm talking about persistence staging area. It is a temporary storage location used for data quality or data modifications. Used for data quality or data modification. If you talk about other warehousing systems, so for data quality there are separate tools. But when it comes to SAP BW, 90% of our data loading work from SAP ERP system, which is a structured system, where we are going to have qualitative data. That's why we have less priority for data quality. But still, if you want to perform any kind of data cleansing or quality activity, from the source, first the data is loaded to PSA, dumped. It is a staging area, all the data is dumped. So if everything is okay, master data is loaded to master data tables. And again from source, so again to the PSA, if it is transaction data, it is loaded to DSO. From DSO, it is loaded to InfoCube. That's what. So always the staging is to PSA. From PSA, the data should be loaded to the concerned targets.
And Sriram, can there be any transformation applied from source to PSA?
No transformation, just a dump.
Okay.
No transformation at all. From PSA only we are going to apply transformations to the targets. So while updating from PSA to the concerned target, we can apply some transformation concept. I'll tell you what is transformation. The other guys, they're not familiar with this. So again, transformation comes into picture. I'll tell you what is transformation and all. So again, from DSO to InfoCube also, we can apply some kind of transformations. I'll tell you. So kind of mapping. Without mapping, we cannot transfer the data. Somewhere there is some echoing. So all this transformation concepts I'll take up as part of our data loading. So as of now, keep in mind one thing. The master
Sriram,
data.
I had a doubt, Sriram.
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yep.
Everywhere, whenever we have a table, there is a primary key concept so that there is no duplicate data entry possible.
Right.
Why is it that for InfoCube there is a scope that
here in the dimension table, see InfoCube is the structure of InfoCube. is fact table and dimension table. I'll tell you what is fact table and what is dimension table. So in the dimension table, system generated keys are primary keys. It's not the business key. What happens while loading the data, system will generate some random numbers. Because of that, the duplicates are allowed.
Okay, so the primary keys are not the
Business key. It's not the
numbers which
business
we see in
key.
our business day-to-day life.
Yeah, it's not the key from business. It is from system generated key.
Okay,
Because
understood.
of the schema that is followed here, it's not, you can see here, there is a dimensional key, right?
Yes.
So this is not the business key. SID material is the business key. This is, dimensional ID is a system generated key. Because of that, there is a chance of duplicates.
Okay.
I'll take up that as part of our schema discussions. Yep. Now, so what is the purpose of PSA? Just for temporary modification. If everything is okay, we need not to maintain data in PSA, right? After some time, we can remove the data from PSA. That's why I told you it as a temporary storage. After generally 25 to 30 days, we can remove the data from PSA. After some time, the data can be deleted from PSA. Generally, after 25 to 30 days. That's what. Now, if you look at this, so we need to design everything, right? We need to design master table, we need to design our PSA, DSO, info queue. Everything is designed by using a workbench called, you can see here, administrator workbench or data warehousing workbench. So I'm just going by the next point, AWB, administrator workbench.
Sriram, one quick question. On
Yep.
a high level,
Yep.
is there something called the PDC concept in SAP?
What is that?
The change data capture. Is there a change data capture concept in SAP?
That's what DSO. DSO has got change log table. The deltas you mean to be mentioned, right? Incremental loads, right?
Right, yeah.
We have something called delta updates. Since in the source, business is ever ending, right? In the source, all the transactions are posted on a repeated basis. 24/7, the transactions are updated to source. So it's not every time we are going to upload all the data. We are going to do some incremental loads, or you can say it as delta loads, where only the changes are updated. Yeah.
Okay. Can DSO store aggregate data?
Aggregated data, we are going to have it in InfoQ.
Okay. So
DSO is going to have all the transactional level data, document-wise informations.
So whatever source sent that day
Yes.
will be only in the database.
Almost same level at the
before this-
source level. As it has, as it is having in the source, almost same kind of data will be there in DSO.
Okay. But what will happen, suppose in the case like source is not, source is kind of weird kind of a source where they send the same data over and over again, and they tell you that I'm sending you the data and you do whatever you want to do with this. So how is that handled in SAP?
So in DSO we can avoid that. That I'll tell you, Brijesh. Don't worry. Yeah? I'll take care of that. In DSO we can handle those kind of scenarios. As part of our DSO design, I'll take up that.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm talking about data warehousing workbench. Using this, we can design the data model of data warehouse. Data model of data warehouse. Like master table, DSO, info queue, etc. So all the design can happen through this workbench. And there is some metadata which is automatically generated metadata repository. So what is metadata?
These are the business description of the data loaded into the system.
Search engine simply, which acts as all the metadata of the system is going to be maintained here, which acts as a local search engine of the system. When you go on with searching, Control F simply, it's going to search under metadata repository. It is data about data, which acts as a local search engine of the system. Let's say I got some info cube. I want to find the structure of the info cube. What are the objects that are used? And what are the reports that are generated on the info cube? Where we are going to search under metadata repository. This is automatically generated metadata. We don't generate any metadata manually. All this is automatically generated metadata. Then there is something called Open Hub Service or Open Hub Destination. Destination in the latest versions. So far from the source system we are loading data to BW system, but in this case we can retract the data from BW system to external systems. Like file system or database systems, etc. So far from the source we are loading data to BW system, but in this case from BW system to external systems. Reverse process. So first let us concentrate on extraction. This is less priority for us. And first, once we are comfortable with extraction, then we'll talk about this. Next one, we have a BI platform. Let me explain. Yeah. So there is a BI platform. I told you SAP BA BW is an enterprise data warehouse with BI, with ETL and BI platforms. Let me explain you the BI platform. So the BI platform given is Business Explorer. Right, let me explain you. BEX BI, you can say it as. It is the reporting platform given by SAP in SAP BW to generate required reports. In order to generate the required reports, this particular platform is used, and these are the different tools. One by one I explain you. Query Designer, then Analyzer, then Web Application Designer, then Report Designer, then Visual Composer, Bex Broadcaster. All these tools are integrated to a portal service, that is EP, Enterprise Portal. Let me explain what is the need of each tool. First one I'm talking about Query Designer. Using this, we can design the queries which can read master data from master table and the transaction data from DSO and InfoQ. Right, let me explain you. So from the source, using ETL, we are loading data to BW system. Now where is your data? In master table, DSO, InfoQ, like this. Now I got a sales manager. Who wants to have some report, like last 18 months sales reports he want to have. So as per this, we are supposed to design a query, and this query is designed by using query design. This query is designed by using query designer. So what happens? It's going to generate the SQL. We don't write any select statements here. We are going to use drag and drop at the application level. In the backend, system will generate SQL query. That SQL query first of all reads, selects the data and aggregates the data. Reading, selecting and aggregations. Then it has to present. I cannot give the output in SQL, right? I should give the output in a user required format and a user friendly format. So that's where we have all the front end tools. Analyzer. So what is the need of query designer? To design the queries. What this query is doing, generates a SQL which reads, selects, aggregates the data from warehouse. Now, so in order to present the data, we are going to use something called analyzer, which is an Excel based tool. Using this, we can design the Excel based workbooks for which data is presented by Bex queries. We'll design everything and just trying to outline as part of our architecture. Just outlining. So in simple words, query can present the data to workbook, which is an Excel based one. Every business user is very much comfortable with Excel. That is the reason why SAP has given one Excel based tool. Most of the planning is done by using workbook only. Most of the planning applications are going to run on Excel. Right. So that is the reason why SAP has given one Excel based tool, that is analyzer. And there are some limitations related to this. Especially if you want to see the output in workbook. The client should be installed. The client software, this is our client software. When you install the client, when you get it installed by the basis, so we'll get something called Business Explorer, you can see. And you can see that analyzer. Unless the client is installed, we cannot view the output in workbook. So this is one limitation. Moreover, earlier versions of Excel, rows and columns limitation also. Around 255 columns, approximately around 65,000 rows. So to overcome that particular limitation, so on every machine we cannot install the client software. So to overcome that limitation, we have a web-based tool, that is Web Application Designer. If you look at this, so there is something called Web Application Designer. So it is a web-based front-end tool. Using this, we can design the web templates which can present the data to web browser. Which can present the data to web browser. Web browser is a default one with every operating system. It is a default one with every operating system. We need not to install anything. So the web templates are customized. Can be customized by using XHTML scripting. Again, the scripting is generated by the system. We need not to write any script. So here, the web template can present the data to web browser by using web templates. So first one, we are designing the query. Query can present the data to workbook, which is designed through analyzer. Query can present the data to web browser. For that, we are designing web templates by using web application designer. Just trying to say what is what. We'll design everything just for overall understanding of the system. Report designer, next one. It is a formatted reporting tool. Using this, we can generate formatted reports like formatting of rows, columns, inserting images, logos, header, footer, etc. But this particular tool is replaced with Crystal reports. No more developments for this particular tool. SAP had released this tool before acquiring business objects. But in business objects, we have a best formatted reporting tool, that is Crystal reports. So this particular tool is replaced with Crystal reports. No more developments with the report designer. So all the new features, they are going to be added to Crystal only. Right. Next one, Visual Composer. It is a Flash-based reporting tool where the output can be displayed in a Flash player. Flash-based representation. Like let's say for example, work in progress by using a progress bar. Work in progress by visualizations. By looking at the visual itself, the user can understand that. Even the layman can understand the report. So work in progress by using a progress bar. Like let's say for example, P1, process 1, process 2, process 3, process 4, process 5, like this. If the product is there in P1, the progress bar should be indicating it as process 1. If the product is there in P2, the progress bar should be indicating it as P2, P3, P4. Like employee working hours in a clock. Employee working hours in a clock. Right, products in a price range by using a slider. Interactive reporting. Price range by using a slider like this. Just So this is formatted reporting and this is flash based reporting. Now let me put over here. So using Analyzer we are designing workbook, using Web Application Designer we are designing web templates. So reports, then IVOs also. So using VC, Visual Composer, we can generate IVOs, which are graphical representations of the business data in the Flash. So that's what. Next one.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Vaibhav, what is full form of iViews?
iView. The name itself is iView. Something like your workbook. Don't have any.
Oh, it is not an abbreviation.
It's not done. It's not that a short form.
Okay.
So Bex Broadcaster now. So far we have generated different things. Everything can be published by using Bex Broadcaster. I told you one activity called report publishing. Using this, we can publish the reports. Whatever reports so far we have generated, they should reach to the business. That's what publishing. Simple example, when you book a ticket online, you're getting some email alert, nothing but publishing. You're getting some mobile alert, nothing but publishing. Using this, we can publish the workbooks, web templates, iViews to the business users, printer, portal, email, mobile, etc. Again, the output format can be different formats like PDF format, Excel, a Word document like this, and the publishing can be at regular intervals like hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, something like this. It doesn't matter. It depends on our requirement. So the output can be published. So next one, EP, Enterprise Portal. It is a portal service where the business user can access all the required information. So the end user is not permitted for any of these things. He is only permitted for a portal service, that is Enterprise Portal. So from the portal service, the user can access it. So iViews, which are published to portal or printer to have a printed report, or email, mobile if mobile intelligence is implemented. So that's a summary. If you look at this, so this is designing the warehouse, then uploading the data, then using your BA platform. And if the business is not happy with the BA platform, we can integrate to third-party tools. That's where in the future, market assumption is the BEX could be replaced with business objects. The Business Explorer, only the BA platform can be replaced with business objects. The warehouse lies as it is. But as of SAP, no such clarification. They are going to continue this BEX platform till next 2-3 years, and later we need to look for the changes with the new versions. So that's a summary of the architecture: design, upload, and report on that. Any questions, anybody?
I had one doubt. Just wanted to know, can you just tell by one business scenario when do we use the open hub services if we are sending data out of the system for
From the
some other
BW
party?
system, from the BW system, I'm pushing data to HANA system. In that case, we have to use open hub destinations. I'm just pushing data to HANA system. Okay, Vaibhav.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Hi, Sriram.
Yeah, Garima.
Uh, so what I can gather about HANA is that it is a SAP's own database system, right?
Again, there are two things, Garima. SAP is promoting HANA as an appliance and HANA as a database. Two things.
Oh, okay.
As a database, it can be used for any system. It can be used for CRM, BW, or SCM, anything. Business suite. And even in in the near future, BO with HANA is also available. Backend database BO, backend database as HANA.
Okay. So you just told about the Open Hub service example where the data from the data warehouse can be transferred to SAP HANA
No, HANA as an appliance. The
as
condition.
an appliance.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Any more?
And can you go back to the notepad, please? So when you say the designer, when you design the data warehouse system, so generally, what is the quickly can you summarize the steps that are required for a simple?
Always we should consider the business reporting requirements.
Okay.
So with respect to that, we used to design overall design, that is, a document design. Then we'll start designing physically as part of our developments. First, we need to gather the reporting requirement. Based on the reporting requirement, we'll go on with a structural document design with respect to warehouse. After designing the structural document, we'll start physical development as part of our implementations. So ultimate objective is with respect to reporting. So that I'll tell you as part of our designing. I'm going to take up that.
Okay.
Right. Any more, Brijesh? Brijesh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm fine, sure.
Yeah. So right then, so we'll continue in the next session. The next topic, that is schemas. I'll take up this tomorrow. Schema and star schema and extended star schema, which I'll be taking up tomorrow. So right then, all of you, we'll continue tomorrow. Hi guys, please contact srirambw@gmail.com for all SAP BA, BW and BOBA and HANA training.